Long ago, when the wind still spoke in verses and the stars hummed lullabies to the sea, there existed an island unlike any other. It had no soil, no sand, no rock, only music. Every inch of it, from its hills to its rivers, from its trees to its very sky, was composed of melody and rhythm. They called it Melodia, the island made of songs. But over time, the songs faded from memory, buried beneath centuries of silence. Until one day, a girl named Nia heard a whisper on the waves. Nia lived in a small fishing village called Lantera, where everyone spoke in hushed tones and worked in quiet resolve. Music was forbidden, considered a superstition, a dangerous thing from a forgotten age. But Nia was different. She hummed in secret while mending nets, tapped rhythms on the sides of boats, and composed songs in her heart that no one ever heard. Her grandmother, before she passed, had once whispered, "There's a place where songs become wind and water. Find it, and you'll know who you are." On the eve of her 16th birthday, as Nia stood alone on the cliffs, she heard it for the first time, a melody carried by the tide, a haunting tune that seemed to call her name. Compelled by a longing she couldn't explain, Nia repaired an old sailboat her father had abandoned. She named it Lyra, after a constellation her grandmother used to sing about. She packed little, only water, dried fish, and a hand-carved flute she'd hidden since childhood. As she pushed off into the misty sea, the wind rose in harmony with the waves, almost as if the ocean was singing back. Nia didn't know where she was going, only that the song would lead her. For days, the sea tested her. Winds howled like choirs in battle, and lightning cracked in arpeggios. But Nia held her course by listening, not to the stars, but to the music woven into the wind and foam. On the third night, she awoke to find her boat gliding through strange waters. The sea had turned translucent, and glowing schools of fish swam beneath like notes on a staff. Above, the moonlight shimmered in time with a soft lullaby. Then, on the horizon, she saw it, a shimmering shape rising from the sea, pulsing like a heartbeat, like a song. The island was breathtaking. Its mountains were formed of layered harmonies, echoing in eternal cadence. Trees had strings instead of leaves, vibrating in the breeze. Rivers gurgled with liquid melody. Even the ground beneath her feet thrummed with subtle bass lines. As Nia stepped ashore, the island sang to her in welcome. It was not a place one could see. It was a place one had to hear. Every step she took played a note. Every breath carried a verse. And at the center of the island stood a towering tree, its trunk a spiral of chimes, its canopy rustling in symphonic waves. Drawn to the great tree, Nia climbed until she reached a hidden chamber within the trunk. There, floating in the air, was a glowing crystal harp, the harmonic heart of Melodia. When her fingers brushed its strings, a deep song filled the chamber, pouring into her mind. She saw visions, her grandmother as a young girl singing to the island, her ancestors fleeing persecution for loving music, and the moment Melodia sealed itself away to protect its sacred songs. The island had been waiting, not for anyone, but for her, a bloodline of singers, a keeper of songs. But peace was not eternal. Back in the world beyond Melodia, a storm of silence had grown. A great fleet of ships, led by a man named Captain Drell, sought to erase music from the seas. They believed silence was strength, and had silenced every island they came upon. Now, they had tracked the source of Nia's melody. As they approached Melodia, the sea turned dark. The wind faltered. The island began to fade, its notes trembling with fear. But Nia, standing beneath the harmonic heart, played her flute, not with fear, but with fierce joy. Drell's ships unleashed waves of pure silence, a choking void that stilled the air. But Melodia fought back. The island sang through Nia, louder and brighter. Trees turned into choirs, rivers into orchestras, clouds into percussion. Every creature of the island, birds, beasts, and spirits, joined in a rising crescendo. In a final defiant movement, Nia conducted the island itself. Her arms shaped the winds, her voice led the waves, and the harmonic heart glowed like a rising sun. The silence cracked, then shattered. When dawn came, the ships were gone, carried away by melodies too powerful to resist. Melodia bloomed once more, stronger than before. It was no longer hidden, no longer afraid. Nia had opened it to the world. She returned to Lantera on wings of music. Her village, once quiet and gray, woke to color, to sound. Old instruments were dusted off. People began to sing again. And every year, on the longest day, people from all corners of the world gather at the coast. They close their eyes, listen to the wind, and follow the music. Some are lucky enough to find the island. Some never do. But they all agree on one thing. Melodia is real. And if you carry a song in your heart, you'll hear it too.